fatal heart impacts, past painful scars. In fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact don't ask, grab reactions, jacked attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new silver excuse. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember, you're discreet out. Get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, whenever we last left off with this series, we had Deku and his familia. Now, Deku has just revealed to them the truth about the previous timeline. Now, Deku's familia have all learned that many of them were supposed to die, and that Deku, he changed this outcome by coming back and trying to get them all together. Now, this entire thing, it did shock all of them. Deku put his familia first. His mother was killed. Yeah, that was hard to deal with. Deku had to fight with the grief and deal with the villains at the same time, while also trying to stop all of them from dying. Now, all of that pent-up rage does make sense now. Deku believes that everybody around him, including the woman he loves, they're all nothing but ghosts. Ghosts who will vanish one day. And Deku, he didn't want to deal with that. Now, Deku and his familia, they did then start taking steps to prevent this future, go against fate and make their own. Now, with that being said, it has been about 5 months since then. Deku, yeah, it has almost been a full year since him and his people have gone on the run. Deku is closer to 17 now. And, well, yeah. Mei Hatsume, she's still working on the weapons. She's created prototypes based on designs, and done many other things. However, the problem was talking to the man who created the box weapons. The Albareno of the lightning flame. Now, Mei Hatsume did talk to this man, discover some of his designs, and look at many of them. She was taken aback and quite shocked by it. This whole idea of compactable technology, it surprises her, it interests her so much. And she did start working on this avenue. Now, you do actually also have Deku, who around this time, he would have gone through the trials for the Albarenos. However, in this time, Deku and his familia, they've been hiding in plain sight. Now, they're slowly gathering information and learning about what's going on. Currently, Deku's father is undercover and trying to help Deku's familia gain more knowledge on the League of Villains. Now, Deku, he has taken up a bit of a job in an area where, well, Chizaki, I believe his name actually is, Overhaul, has been reportedly seen by certain people of the Mafia. Now, Deku believes that around this time is the only time he would be alone. And Deku, yeah, after being in his job for a bit of time, he eventually did see Overhaul. And Overhaul, he did see Deku. Now, the man didn't notice Deku because of a particular new skill he's picked up. However, at the same time, he did feel like that person behind the counter did somewhat just seem familiar. It's probably just something in the back of his mind. However, he can't put his finger on it. Now, Deku, he just continue on with his work, as we do have where somebody, they did follow Overhaul and find a possible new hideout that he does have. Now, Overhaul, he's keeping his operation or Airy in a place where All for One shouldn't be able to find her. And Deku, he does finally have some leads on that. As we actually have later that night, where Deku does decide to strike. Now, Deku's told his familiar that they'll need to hang back, since Deku's basically immune to the Quark Destroyers, and that all of them they're putting their bodies at risk. Now, Deku, yeah, he is going in. We do have where Deku, he does go to fly in or fly off of a building and directly down into the alleyway where Overhaul he was last seen. And Deku he does go to bring his hand up to the lock as he is going to bring his hand up around it and go to use red sky flames. Now, Deku does disintegrate the lock as it does melt away as well. Deku opening the door as he does start to look around. Now, Deku does go to take off his shoes as he does start to creep his way around the building. Now, Deku is paying attention to the floor. This place is an old creaky house. So, that must be why he's hiding her here, right? Maybe. Maybe not, however. This could just be a few things. But why here? Why this specific location? Now, Deku does look around a bit more, creeping around the house as he does find a locked door that he does think is very suspicious. Deku bringing his hand onto the floor as he does go to look underneath it, and see that it does actually lead downstairs. Now, Deku knows for a fact that this must be where Eri, or the girl, is being kept. So, he needs to take care of Chizuki first. Now, Deku he does go to move around the area, as he does find a few people or Overhaul subordinates sleeping on the couch, watching television. And the volume is actually pretty high. So, Deku sneaking around here won't make too much noise. The TV being on, however, that will. If Chizuki is asleep already, then he's a heavy sleeper. Deku can get into the room he's in and take him out quickly. However, there's these two. He doesn't know very much information on them. Their quirks are unknowns to him. Should he kill them as well? Shit. Okay. You were trained for this. Don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. Deku just thinking, as he does wave his hands over both of their heads. And he does go to lower them down with red flames. Just thinking, these two men, if he doesn't kill them instantly, they'll both scream and wake him up. So maybe he should leave them for last. Now, Deku, he immediately does just bring back his hands. Okay, that's the best option. As he does continue on and head to a room upstairs. Now, Deku does listen closely, as he does just wonder. Now, Deku does bring his hands up to turn the doorknob, finding that it's actually unlocked. As he does open the door, you actually have Chizuki, or Overall, who is just sleeping on the bed. Now, Deku was taken by surprise. This is very easy. It makes no sense. If this guy is part of All for One's crew, then why here? It makes sense when he does start to think about it more. For right now, he just needs to just kill this guy. Now, Deku does actually go to fly forwards, or move in closer, as he's standing directly over Overhaul. As Deku does go to bring his hand up, and create red flames. Okay. This is gonna be pretty bad. Now, Deku does immediately do one thing. As he does, bring up both of his hands in a fist and create a giant large fireball. As he does bring them up and go to slam them down as hard as he can onto Overall's head. Now, Deku, yeah, a lot of things do happen here. Overall's head being hit with a force of, well, let's see. Deku in this form could break concrete. So, that was before he got his power unsealed. Times that by 5. Deku could probably rip a car in half. So, just use your imagination here. Now, Deku kills Overhaul with that blow. However, he does also make a loud sound. And the moment that sound is heard, Deku, he doesn't have very much time. Him turning towards the door as he does actually go to look around the room a bit. As Deku does see a mask and box weapon along with a ring. Now, Deku is going to sweep his hand out and go to grab those 3 things. As Deku is going to bring his hand up to open the box weapon. Now, Deku, he does open it and go to turn it. As the 2 men do come running into the room and then immediately do get captured by Shizuki's box weapon. Now, the weapon he does have is a giant jellyfish. And the factor that Deku or Shizuki does have is rain flames. So, that is quite bad. Now, the 2 men do just sit there frozen as they're trying to move forwards, but they find that their movements, they're not there. They can't move. Along with that, they're slowing down. Oh, I see. So, that's what you're doing. Now, the 2 men do start to try and at least talk to Deku, asking who the fuck is he, and where their boss is. I hate to inform you 2, but your boss is dead. Bullshit. No, unfortunately, Deku going to step out of the way, as they all do see the bloody mess that is Chizuki's body. Now, Deku does inform the men that was the first time he's ever murdered anybody, and he was hoping that he would get to kill Shigaraki first. However, for what they're doing to a little girl, this will substitute it. Now, Deku does look at both of them, bringing up his hand as he is going to activate rain flames, as his, well, orange flames and blue flames do both ignite. Now, Deku, yeah. The men, they do have their hearts stop, as the jellyfish is then recalled and their bodies do hit the ground. And Deku does just think, okay, he only planned to kill 1 guy tonight, but 3. He doesn't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Now, Deku does head back to the door, as he does have a key he does pull out, and go to open it, as he does walk downstairs, and he does go to flip on a light. Now, this is where we actually have Eri, who she does go looking up, and she does bring up her hands to hide her face, as she does actually watches a hand is going to reach out for her. Her immediately bring her handsman screaming, and she's going to try and scoot backwards. Now, Deku is going to pull back his hand, as he doesn't say that she's going to be okay. Her looking up as her eyes do open. Huh? Who are you? Oh. Hi. Well, my name is Izuku. Why are you covered in blood? Oh, this. I... Well, I'm a good guy. Heroes aren't covered in blood. I understand that, but I'm a certain good guy. I kill bad guys. Really? Does that mean that you... Yes, I did. I killed a man. I killed a man. Huh? Really? Does that mean I get to go home? I don't know. Where are your mother and father? I don't know. My father's gone, and mommy ran away. Really? I'm sorry. My mom's gone too, and my dad, he left as well. Really? Yeah, he did. I grew up most of my life without him. I don't feel like I need him, but he's tried talking to me before. I just became so used to not having him there that whenever I started getting used to my mom not being there for me, I didn't know how to react to him being around. Huh? Okay. Now, I'm going to take off these chains and we'll take you someplace safe, okay? Are we going somewhere? We're gonna go somewhere where no one's gonna hurt you, okay? I can promise you that. Now, Deku is gonna break the chains, as Arisha is gonna follow Deku. As Deku, he's currently sitting on the couch where the TV is still playing, and he's already called a few people. Now, this is where about a few minutes later, a van does come pulling up to the alleyway, and Deku he does come walking out of it with Eri. Now, you do actually have where Reborn he does look at Deku. As he does watch as Deku he's taking off the blade jacket. Along with it, he's actually also pulled off his gloves. So, I believe it's three. Hmm? Three people are dead. Oh, well then, I believe that you've done as much as I can do. Hmm? Yes, you've surpassed expectations. I believe you no longer need me. Okay, we can talk about that later. Now, Deku does get into the vehicle with Eri and his familia, as they do take Eri back to the base. Now, with that being said, it is then reported the next morning about what happened with Eri, and how three men were found dead in a building. Now, this is all quite a surprise, as it's talking about how the building also does show signs of looting, and possibly a, well, what is it? Murder or break in. Since many things were found around the area, along with suspicious chains and blood in the basement. Now, they're trying to at least start to piece together a theory, as we do have Deku and his familia who are all sitting around a table. And there is actually Deku who's just sitting there with the things in front of him. You do have a case. You have a box weapon. You have a ring. And, well, there's something else here. It's, well, Chizuki's mask. Deku's just trying to think. All these things here, they're bad. Then there's the case. What's inside of it? Deku will do at least walk over or pick up the case and go to open it. As he does see, well, 13 to, actually let's just say, giving it a number, 27 cork destroying bullets. This being what does surprise Deku. They don't know if these are genuine yet. At the same time, they're also in a case, so they don't know. Now, Reborn, he does actually tell Deku to bring out his Vengola box. Deku's attention turning back to Reborn as he does go to reach into his pocket. Now, Deku does pull one of the four boxes he does have, as he does see that it's his Storm, well, not Storm, It's his Sky Class flame that's not for the Vengola. Deku reaching back into his pocket and pulling that one out. As Reborn, he does give Deku his seal. Now, Deku was quite surprised. As some of the other Albareno, they themselves were very intrigued by it. From what they've heard Reborn talk about, this boy doesn't really need to go through the trials. The boy's leaked a lot in the last year, or the last 2 years. Along with that, he does finally have his first blood, or first 3, under his belt. So, it doesn't really seem like he needs to be around anymore. This being where some of the other Albarenos do go to give their seals. And Deku does watch as 6 of them have given it to him. As Deku is just thinking, the last person is this all the Albareno of Sky. So, if she hasn't given him her flame, he's guessing he might have to actually go through another trial, or a 7th trial to get it. Now, Deku, he does just think this, as he does look her direction, and she does just stare at Deku. That little one, though, him and her haven't really talked very much. He could learn things from her since they're the same element, or they're the same type of flame, apparently. So, maybe he does need to speak with her, and learn a bit more. Now, we actually do currently have where Deku does inform many of them. Eri, the girl he's brought with them, she is to be treated kindly. If anyone is to misfollow these directions or orders, then they should know that they're not going to get excommunicated or whatever the Mafia does, but they're going to get their ass kicked. Now, all of them do look around the table, as they do just stare at the one person who might mess this up. Now, everyone is staring at Todoroki, and he was quite shocked by that. Why was he the odd one out? Now, this is where everybody, they do actually go to continue back with what they were doing. And we do actually have Deku, who he's trying to think about everything. As we do have later that night, where Deku, he was, well, lying in bed and thinking before he did go to actually go get up and sit up. Now, we do actually have Kendo, who she does go to bring her hand up and onto Deku's back. Hey. Oh. I didn't mean to wake you. Are you okay? I don't know. I just smashed his head. Okay. But that didn't answer my question. Are you gonna be okay? I just... I was calmer than I imagined. My hands. The first time I ever tried to kill Shigaraki. My hands, they shook like crazy. I don't get it. My hands, whenever I took over Ho's life, they didn't shake. They just felt stained. Oh, yeah. There was also his men. I knew I would have to kill more. But I don't know if I value a life anymore. I took 3 tonight, but I was able to get sleep. Kendo, am I turning into a monster? Do you regret killing them? Not really? Do you hate that you had to do it? Kind of? I don't understand why that's good. What? That's good. A monster doesn't think about who they kill. A monster just kills to kill. Deku, he's showing remorse for it. That's good. It shows he's still human. He just killed a bad guy who hurt a little girl. That's the difference. If Deku were to take the life of a person who he knows nothing about, he would think on it. He would, well, try to find out everything he could. Their name, their birthday, their favorite food. She knows him well. She knows that he is a good man. However, he's not a monster. He will do bad things. He is a killer now, but that doesn't change it. Now, Deku does look at Kendo, as he does go to set down the ring and turn back towards her, as he does go to hold her close to him and try to think about it, still trying to wrap his head around those words. He's a murderer. He's a murderer. Now, with that being said, the two would fall asleep. And I do believe that that is a good point to leave this what if off of. And I do hope you guys enjoyed. Have an amazing night. I'll catch you guys in the next part.